What's up, All-Inners, and welcome to another episode of the All-In Podcast, a podcast for casual leaguers. I am the League Dad, and as always, I'm joined by my awesome co-hosts. We got Kevin, we've got Mitchell, we've got Alistair, and this is it. Season over, split over. We made our predictions. It's all in the books, and now it's time for playoffs. How are you guys feeling about how things turned out? I know I kind of let out a mini rant in Discord myself for my TSM team, but overall, how did you guys feel? Were you surprised how things ended up? And just overall, what's your thoughts on this now that it's done?
Yeah, it was a pretty wild weekend. A lot of close games. Some unexpected close games, like Cloud9 almost losing.
Yeah.
TSM losing, I guess, was kind of expected, but maybe not for everybody. Yeah, it was just really intense close games. Yeah, especially for Dignitas. Dignitas had some really crazy games this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think it was one of the most entertaining weeks of
I agree with you.
Of this split. I mean, or maybe the year. I mean, there's so many close games. Like even the Academy games were. Great.
You're right. Every time you post an Academy game and they're like, hey, you guys should check this out, I'm always like, I will. And every time you've posted something, I have not been disappointed. So I'm happy about that.
They're great.
Yeah, they're good. Kevin, what'd you think?
I mean, it's a solid week for me. Liquid got a record ending split.
That got it. Yeah.
I got to watch some pretty good games. Like I think overall was good, but the narratives is what made it great. It was also the Schalke thing in LEC. So the whole weekend was very hype for me.
Schalke.
Yeah, but that Dig C9 game really pissed me off. I was like, actually, Phoenix needs to get a wake-up call because there's no way that's acceptable to lose a game single-handedly like that.
Yeah.
Actually, into
Johnson's getting targeted by his mid laner. I don't know what to say. That should have been illegal.
Oh, that was so funny. Phoenix is running away, and he just exposes Johnson in the bush, trying to recall and get them killed.
I gotta say, like, Dignitas, man, like, I'm really happy. I'm happy we saw the Lilia, like, Dardoch taking a chance. I mean, what do they really got to lose, right? I mean, I'm actually happy. I don't want to jinx them or anything, but I think Dardoch may have found a pretty nice home here. I think he's been playing well, and I already mentioned, a couple of us have mentioned how much we like Johnson's play and how he's developing, and that's a bright spot as well. Viper, obviously. Phoenix, to me, though, has got to go. Viper as well. I'm just throw him in there too. But I think they could build around, Dardoch and Johnson. And Afromu hasn't been playing terrible. I think he's been picking up. So there are a couple of bright spots that I see they can build on.
Yeah, I agree. Dardoch has found a home. Yeah, well, Dardoch has found a home in a 8th place team, bottom tier team. So
maybe that's what he needed.
He's definitely found a home.
Maybe that's what he needed. And like, cause here he is trying to go to TSM, a high expectation team, and probably all this pressure. And he, like I said, we said this when he was on there. I don't think he had a lot of say in what he could do, how he wanted to play. And I'm thinking in a team like Dignitas, what do they really got to lose? I mean, he's going to be like, look, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play that. I'm going to do this. And so far it seems to be more of his style, I think, and he feels a little more comfortable. But what were you saying there, Alistair?
I was just talking about Afromu, and he was playing really well this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, he did good.
Johnson got stunned, and then a Kate trap got placed on him, and he flashed under the trap, so Johnson didn't get it the second he got out. That won them the team fight.
Yeah,
too, because that would have done 60-70% of his health.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what's more indicative of that game is just how much I think Cloud9 has kind of fallen a little bit, because yes, they did win the game. And it was still close. And honestly, a team like Dignitas, I feel like they shouldn't be that close if you're C9. It should not be that tense. And Honestly, like, because of the trajectory of how Cloud9 has been going these last, few weeks, and how Team Liquid's trajectory is kind of going up the last few weeks. I mean, I felt like Team Liquid has been just playing solid. I mentioned it in our Discord that I feel like Core JJ, in my opinion, he's MVP this split. And even Tactical, you could put in that conversation. So they've been playing well, and honestly,
on by casters.
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, I think they're number one. I think they're going to win. I mean, just the way if all things consistent, I think they're going to win. But I know Kevin's probably happy that he's hearing these things. But look, going from what they did last split to where they are now, that's quite a drastic change. Even considering losing double lift, I mean, and gaining, having Tactical be as good as he is, overall, I'd say it's pretty good summer split for Team Liquid.
Again, if spring split doesn't matter, I mean, especially as little as it mattered, look at the team. Look at the names. You think they're really gonna care if it doesn't matter?
Yeah. No, absolutely, I agree. But
yeah, I think going back to Cloud9, they're not playing well, and they're also like, we realized that Blabber hasn't played a single Graves game this split, which is really surprising considering how strong the pick is. And this was the first weekend he busted out the Nidalee. Considering like how much of like a carry farm jungle he is. First time Nidalee, almost losing. Niski's Orianna looks really sketchy. Like, I'm not feeling Niski's Orianna. As well as the Nautilus pick. Has a 30% win rate.
I agree.
Vulcan went 1-6 in that game. That was a rough one for him. So I don't know. I think the draft as well as the play on Cloud9, like both sides of the coin are kind of faltering, kind of chinking there.
I agree.
Oh yeah, it's a little worrisome.
Well, I mean, when they're losing, it doesn't even look like. So if you look at the C9 TSM game, right? It didn't even look like. I know it was last week, but it didn't look like they were just trying. They just didn't look good as a team,
right?
Or even individually, honestly. And I guess they just mental boomed. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something else going on there that we're not seeing, because it's very hard to, I mean, a team that was so good, and they're still good, don't get me wrong, but it's just like a drastic change from what we've seen out of Cloud9, where you have this decisive, confident team that makes decisions and plays like just as one unit, it seems like, whereas now they seem a little bit disconnected, and you're kind of like, what's happening here? And so it is quite a bit of contrast when you compare them to themselves and how they were, not too long ago. And so I'm interested to see how they handle this and then move into this postseason. But, after all said and done, Team Liquid does end up coming out in first, 15-3. And unfortunately, I thought TSM was going to be able to, get maybe a plane for second or whatever, but they ended up losing to Team Liquid, which we'll dissect a little bit. But Cloud9 coming in second. FlyQuest has the tiebreaker over TSM, so FlyQuest is third, then TSM. Then we have Golden Guardians, Evil Geniuses, 100 Thieves, and then Dignitas. So CLG and Immortals, see you later. And we don't have to talk about them, but I do want to start at the top. We talked about Team Liquid and Cloud9 a little bit. What are your thoughts on, let's move to kind of the next part, FlyQuest TSM. Mitchell, I'm sure you have some things to say about FlyQuest.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really talk about Team Liquid that much.
Well, let's go into it then.
Yeah. Team Liquid. So after the TSM game, Broxa gave an interview, right?
Yeah.
And Broxa was, every single Broxa interview I've heard from him this year, he's been like, we could have done that a bit better. We didn't exactly play that well. He literally said, yeah, we kind of 50-50 smited like 2 dragons, and it wasn't really optimal. And I was like, yeah, you're right, Broxa. That was not optimal. Because if they lose those dragons in that game against TSM, looks totally different game. So
absolutely,
I think they are still obviously the best team in the league.
Oh yeah.
But like, the members on the team still think like, yeah, we're not even that good yet. Like, we're still making a ton of mistakes. TSM just letting them walk into the Dragon Pit to take those steals.
Don't even get me started, bro. Yeah.
Like, and if TSM was a bit better, there's not even a chance for a steal.
Mm-hmm.
And Team Liquid was actually way behind in that game. They're actually probably losing Soul much earlier. Yep. So questionable gameplay overall, I think, in that game. But I mean, when it comes to who's making more mistakes, Team Liquid's obviously making less.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And, I think, first of all, giving Impact Shen is like...
the draft
makes no sense to me at all. So first of all, already seeing that, I was a little skeptical with that. But I believe he may have lost 2 50-50s where I think that could have swung things in their favor. And again,
on Lee Sin too.
Yeah, on Lee Sin too, where that should definitely not happen. So a lot of things that I was just watching the game and I was just kind of shaking my head the whole time. Treats also, like, I've been speaking high praise of Treats. He had a couple of flubs there trying to engage and not really being able to hit his mark. So a lot of things going wrong. But overall, just watching the game and as a TSM fan and as someone who predicted TSM to win, it was a double loss for me because it just wasn't looking good for them at all. But Kevin, I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about this game and your team in general, man.
Okay, so I mean, my team's like 12-1 in the last 13 games.
They're killing it.
They've made a lot of mistakes in their games, sure. I definitely admit that. One thing that has like come to fruition or come to light, I guess, throughout this whole time though, is that the team at the most, like it's usually like one person or two people make mistakes, and then when they do, the rest of the team just picks it up. It's kind of like I kind of harken back to G2, not on that level, but like there's gonna be like plays when you're like, this guy died 4 times top lane. What the hell is he doing? And then they win, and you're like, I guess we take those, and then it becomes a meme. I think it's just partially because like in NA we just flame the shit out of our teams if they're inting.
Yeah.
Like, there's no if and or buts. We're just like, this team's still garbage. Well, in EU they're like, yeah, look, it's good old caps and craps and all that stuff. That meme doesn't exist here. I don't think it has in for a long time. So I think Liquid has been showing up.
Yeah.
It's ever since Dyrus. Yeah, that's true. I think Liquid's been showing up, which is great. Shen being buffed is insane to me. Like watching it, I don't know if this was even the patch that was live on, but if it wasn't, like it's gonna be crazy.
No, it was.
Yeah. Shen should be perma-banned against Team Liquid. Like, Team Liquid should never get Shen.
Absolutely, Team Liquid should never get. I mean, to me, that's like if we can see that and we're just like amateurs, like there's no way the coaching staff doesn't see this and be like, yeah, well, he's had his best games on Shen, considering all the other games Impact has inted on. Like, let's leave that open for him. Like, if anything. Let him in and give yourself a chance. Like,
Well, I mean, they had a plan. The plan was to scale alongside him with the GP, right? To match the global. Yeah. And they gave so much money to BB and so much pressure, and then BB did nothing. Like, I watched this man literally AFK farm the whole game. We were watching live with my friend, and I was like, he's like, shouldn't the GP be scaled now? I'm like, I don't know what I'm watching.
Yeah.
It is disgusting.
It's not as
land barrels.
That's true. I mean, the barrels were not.
You gotta land some barrels.
You gotta land. This is exactly why I don't play GP, because I can't land a darn thing. That is just too hard to champ for me.
Those Impact literally ate those barrels for breakfast. Like, ooh, free gold, free money, yum 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 yum. Like,
it was disgusting how much more Impact knew the champion than his opponent did.
Dude, Impact's way better at GP than Broken.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Impact is like probably top 2 in GP in the league, whatever that means. Also, Broxah played a really good game this game. I think that Treats not landing as a game was literally a fact that he was like predicting / just correctly denying with his W. The smoke screens on the graves, like Treats was like, "Where am I going?" I'm like, "Okay, Treats."
Jensen too with the stuns on Syndra. Syndra's really good into Rakan. Like that's why the first round Zyra Rakan was super stupid from TSM. Like they just got hard countered by Thresh, Syndra. Like I don't know what they were thinking first round in that.
My friend and I, who we both watch a lot of LPL, he's like, "Is Zyra Rakan good?" I'm like, "Nope,
it's not."
I watched him and no.
I have something. I have a feeling that has something to do with maybe Double Lift thinking it's like a comfort pick for him because, I mean, he has played Xayah okay before, but again, like right now in the situation and then first picking it doesn't make sense to me at all.
If they were gonna plan around picking Zyra Rakan, then they should have blind picked Syndra and not blind picked Zoe.
Yep.
Like Bjergsen blind picked Zoe, and there's like, oh, Syndra's up, one of her biggest hard counters, also a hard counter to Rakan. It was very questionable.
And Bjergsen's really good at Syndra, so it's like
Bjergsen's insane on Syndra. Well, I mean, last split,
big lane's fine against Jensen though. Like he was.
I mean, the laning was fine, but the team fight was non-existent from the Zoe.
I think yeah, that's true. I know that was one of Bjerg's off games, but like,
Yeah.
I understood the whole picking the Lee Sin. I understood the whole GP, like the ideas behind it. It's just they didn't execute. Like honestly, the Zyra comp was not the focus of this comp. They were trying to get the GP ahead so that they could just easily siege, team fight, and then.
I just feel like that
to do something at some point, but that part was a little bit miff.
I mean, maybe, and yeah, you know, so if that's the game plan, that's fine. But to me, I think it's a weak game plan, honestly. Like, you're banking on the fact that one, that Broken Blade's going to have to be amazing, right? Which he's inconsistent at best. If you're going to pick a carry, Bjergsen has been your MVP this entire split, right? Let him, enable him. Pick the Akali, right? Like what we saw, right? Like I was hoping that we would
counter pick
something, right?
And Akali into this comp would have got smashed.
No, I'm not. I'm just making an example of like, you know, you remember last season where he picked Akali and it was kind of like, look, this is the Bjergsen that can carry. My point is that enable him with somebody or a comp around him where he can do something like that. And my point is that. I still think the Shen should have been banned, even if they can play around it, because it's literally Impact's best champ. I would they banned Ornn, Volibear, Mordekaiser. I would have rather seen him on.
Mordekaiser ban is so.
I would much rather have him be on that, and then you figure out a different game plan. And honestly, if they didn't need to pick Zyra because I don't, you know, highly improbable that Team Liquid would have picked it anyway. So there's really no reason.
You could have late picked it. Yeah, if you wanted. Zyra could have been fine, but Team Liquid actually picked like Thresh and Syndra because of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. They could have helped them. TSM could have helped themselves a lot more just from draft.
Absolutely.
They could have had a much more comfortable draft.
Story of my life as a TSM fan, the freaking draft.
I mean, if it keeps happening, then it just means they're bad at drafting. It's not like if they had a better draft. So if
that's been the case for a while, though.
Yeah.
It's been the case for years.
I think it's partially because no one wants to take responsibility for the draft, so they just pick safe stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, we don't want to deal with this. It just doesn't make sense to me that the Shen was let through. Also, Liquid just played it better. Like, I don't think the comp was the worst thing in the world. Like TSM could easily have won with that game if they just
played the
banned
late game.
one or two extra characters. But that late game, that Soul fight with the TL setup, like you very rarely see a team consciously make the decision like we're gonna sack Soul to beat the shit out of this team.
Yeah.
And this is like the third time Liquid's done it, maybe second or third time that they've beaten a Soul team and like done it on purpose. So like I don't know, what is TSM thinking? Like, do they not know what Liquid's trying to do?
That's what I mean. It just seems like very poor planning, very poor coaching. I mean, can I say that again for the umpteenth time? Like, I just don't get it, man. I really, really don't. And I'm super lost because obviously I'm not coming from the same viewpoints that they are, but I guess from my point of view, it looks glaringly obvious, like some of the things that they could fix. And if we're looking at this and it seems like some of these mistakes are just elementary, like I don't understand what's happening.
I would say Team Liquid kind of big-brained them with that Baron play. That Baron play was actually like 10,000 IQ. They baited it with like hitting the Baron after the ward and then just backing off. GP burned CP.
Yeah.
And then they burned Scryers, and then they just rush it. They just rush the Baron immediately.
Yeah.
God, that was so genius.
30 seconds of vision. Nobody on TSM even bothered to look. I was like,
I think that was Tactical's play, because CoreJJ was walking up to go ward, and then Tactical just starts hitting it, and then like CoreJJ like motions back to go back to Baron, and then he goes back to the ward to fake the Baron. Yeah. I think that was Tactical's call. So like we're just doing Baron.
MVP right here, man. MVP.
Dude, that was so insane. Yeah,
it was insane. Like I know people were flaming them, but I'm like, I mean, there was definitely some mind games there. Also, TSM had all of their tools. All TSM's tools were on cooldown. They had no blue trinkets or anything, so they had to just face check. I think they thought they were baiting the jungle, but I don't know. TSM,
who baited who?
I don't even know if that's a bad play from TSM. I think that's just really, really insane play from Team Liquid.
I'd have to watch back the VOD to see what was going on, but it was a very good play from Liquid. Like very few teams know how to make those heads up plays. Without looking like a Dignitas or something where they just doing out of desperation.
Yeah, for sure.
Baron throw.
Baron throw.
The classic.
Okay, well, let's talk. Do you guys have anything? So Team Liquid, again, on the upward trend. They're getting better, making less mistakes. Honestly, core and tactical bot lane is deadly, in my opinion. Best bot lane this split for sure. And if Impact gets Shen, good luck, right? So what about Cloud9, guys? It's kind of we touched on them a little bit, but they've kind of been on the downtrend. how do you guys see what do you think? What are your points or takes on the possible problems here? And what do you think they need to do to fix this? Because it's just not looking good. It feels like jungle mid synergy is a little off. Sven and Vulcan have just kind of been and so I don't really know. And Licorice actually has been making some missteps as well too. So I don't really know what to say here.
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead.
I mean, realistically, where are we ranking them out of the teams? Because I don't know if second is
even correct.
Fair. I think they just have that because of the beginning of the season.
I mean, you did that second half.
Their actual play.
Yeah, you did that second half ranking or whatever. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't good. Whatever their record was the last half.
I believe they were 3-6, 4-6 maybe. No, 4-6 because they went 2-0 this weekend.
And I think their final.
Or sorry, 4-5. My bad.
Yeah,
sorry,
because there's only 9 games in the second half.
So yeah, you're right. That's a good question, Alistair. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Are they actually in second, or do you think they, looking at talk about power rankings, where do you think they fit then? If not in second, or do you think they still kind of deserve that rank?
I mean, I think FlyQuest is probably our second place team.
FlyQuest.
Mitchell's happy.
I would say probably Cloud9 in fourth.
Wow. TSM
somewhere around.
I'll take that.
I would put TSM above them.
That's kind of the.
What? Wait, what?
TSM beat them.
Kevin? Yeah, no, you're right.
TSM beat them black and blue the weekend before. I was not.
Okay, true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Pretty convincing. And I guess FlyQuest
Cloud9 just doesn't look good.
Win streak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm coming in with the hot take, guys.
What's the hot take?
I actually think Cloud9 is they're going to come into playoffs much better. Because regular season, Hopefully. It's not like they don't know what they're good at. Yeah, I guess not. It's like a hot take in this sort of context.
No, it is if you take the context of their record, recent record. They did go 2-0 this last week, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a questionable 2-0, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but the way I see it is I'm pretty sure Cloud9 knows what they're bad at. And they know that they're bad at Trundle, Volibear, jungle, and Niski on a mage, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they want to win playoffs, they're going to pick roaming mids. You can't ban out every single roaming mid. You can ban out Twisted Fate, Galio, and then Zoe, right? But then you can still pick other roaming mids that fulfill a similar purpose.
Yeah.
They're going to have 2 weeks to prepare, I think, unless... Do they play this weekend? I don't know how the playoffs work.
Yeah, they they don't.
The first set is 13th. Yeah, they got 2 weeks.
Yeah, they get
2 weeks. So I'm pretty sure given 2 weeks... They experimented in the last fucking 6 games of playing Mages mid. Didn't go too well. They know that they're not good at it. They're gonna do something else, and they're gonna try hard in playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree,
I wouldn't count them out.
How many times are we gonna make this excuse for Cloud9 though?
I mean, it's not an excuse.
We've been saying it for a while.
It's not an excuse at all. It's not it's literally if Niski's on a roaming mid, they do play well. Every single Galio game, I'm pretty sure they've won this year.
Yeah,
so,
I agree, but Blabber hasn't been looking good. I mean,
I guess that's because he hasn't Trundle and Volibear.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's partially because he hasn't had Niski with him, which is I guess that could be that issue. I mean, Licorice has been looking terrible. I don't know. I just feel like we keep saying, we keep saying, oh, Cloud9's gonna pick it up. It feels like we're talking about
but this is regular season though.
When we were waiting for Broxa kind of thing.
I totally disagree.
We're just
though.
waiting,
This is regular split. They made it to second seed in playoffs, so I think it's a totally different situation. So if they're actually thinking about how do we win the split versus how do we win regular season, they obviously did not win regular season, right? They want to win the split for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it was clear that they're experimenting. Everybody knows. Every analyst has been saying they themselves know that they're bad at Mages mid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they're not idiots.
I'm not saying that they're running it or anything. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying it does feel like, to me at least, we're getting to a point where it's when does it become too much,
When does it become too much? When they lose, when they're out of playoffs.
I mean, I think the only way I would give merit to Mitchell's, which I do, I give merit to your argument because you're right in the sense that one, the roaming style of play has been, Niski's signature, kind of moving in sync with Blabber. And, in the beginning of the split, that's what he was picking, Twisted Fate. He was picking Galio. He had LeBlanc in there. He had even Karma's, kind of more of a roaming supportive mid. But every time this last half, we're seeing Syndra, Cassiopeia, Azir, Orianna, and it's looking garbage. And so I give merit in the sense that maybe they were trying to get him caught up on and play in case they needed to, play a control mage. Because, I mean, maybe it's the meta and they want to fit it or something like that. But I think that would be a mistake. But I also think the same can be said about like Blabber lately. I feel like he hasn't really found, like, last year there was clear picks that he would get where you're like, oh, he's going to be good. I mean, he only picked Olaf the first 3 games, right? And maybe Olaf.
It's been banned every single game.
That's true. And that's what I mean. Like, look at his last half. If we just look at the last half, his champion pool has been, it's never been the same. We got Lee Sin, Set, Volibear, Hecarim, Trundle, Volibear again, Nidalee, Graves. Like, these are all champions that are like totally different. And there's no like kind of game plan, I feel like, unless he's just getting completely banned out and he's having to play these champs. But I feel like those two are just not on champions that they can play comfortably and with that style. So for me, those seem to be kind of, and that's why I agree with you. If they go back, if they're able to, get it in draft or whatever, we don't know.
10-16's a big patch.
Yeah.
10-16's a really big patch. We don't know what's going to happen. All I'm going to say is
I'm not
if they pick mages mid, Alistair, you're just completely right, okay?
Yeah.
If C9 picks mages mid and they just flunk out in playoffs, you're just right, Alistair, all right?
And Cloud9 would be stupid.
What I'm trying to say. I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not disagreeing with you that they're better on roaming and they're not very good on mages. But at the same time, we keep saying the same thing. Well, they're just trying stuff out. Like how long till it's,
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying it.
They're just bad on mages mid.
I'm saying they're trying
it out.
Well, no, you're saying they're trying mages because they think that's the meta. That's what you were saying.
I don't think.
Yes,
that's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
They're trying mages mid. I don't think it's the meta.
Yeah.
I think mages mid can be the meta, but it's too soon to tell what's optimal, especially on a new patch. So.
Yeah, for me, I'm saying for me,
regions, you can see what works mid.
Exactly. So, and that's why I'm saying, like, for me, I say that they're trying something out because. That's not typically their MO, right? So yes, it's been 5 weeks or whatever that they've been trying this out, and it's a very long experiment to keep going and failing at. But until I can see them, like, I want to see them with their normal type of champions, if they can get it, and their style of playing, and then show me that they lose, then I'm gonna start to be like, okay. They're
lose
kind
like Galio mid. It's over.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, they just get it banned. The problem is not that like we keep saying there are all these characters they can pick, but first of all, one of the big picks that they've been using, Karma, is just deleted. Karma's gone from the game with the nerfs to her Q, and then what else is there? He's only shown to be really good on Galio, and then it just drops from there.
Yeah,
if you just look at his win-loss rate and his KDAs and whatever performance, like Zoe was his other highest win rate character before this weekend, and I think he lost on Zoe. No, last weekend he lost.
He's lost on Zoe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to ban
Galio and
Olaf and Galio, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see.
What do they do?
A really
like,
big patch.
The problem is like these aren't their champions. But the problem is there's no jungle changes that help.
I mean, what do you do? No one knows. We're not going to know. It's a completely brand new patch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know because
no, you do know because you know exactly what characters are in the patch. Do they matter to the roles we're talking about? That's the discussion we should have.
Right.
There are no
the ecosystem changes drastically when there's a new patch like this. The whole total ecosystem changes.
Right.
Like, you can't predict.
Yes.
We're not going to be able to predict what they play.
Yes,
if you're asking us what they're going to play, we're never going to know. I can't give you an answer.
I don't know. You guys predicted pretty good stuff a couple patches ago with Caitlyn coming in. We saw the
Hecarim.
Well, Caitlyn was obvious.
Hecarim's the only character Blabber plays that would make sense in jungle that got buffed because he can't play Skarner.
Yeah.
And
he's not going to play Skarner.
Evelyn,
not a chance.
I've never seen him play.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah.
The Veigar pick being usable.
Yeah, Niski's played.
We're talking about Blabber.
Oh, we're talking about
Blabber.
Blabber.
I mean, for Blabber, you could put him on Akali potentially, especially with the Syndra nerf.
Yeah,
but
Akali, that's a roaming mid. Tristana, Lamau.
Sure,
Lamau.
Recently.
No.
They won't
I'm
pick
mostly
Nautilus
excited
anymore.
about Veigar is being buffed is a big deal for him, and that's it.
Yeah, Morgana too. Morgana mid, maybe.
But like,
Niski's
because we
played
were
both of
arguing
them.
about what the roles or what the placements of the team should be before this, like the ADCs are being buffed are Jhin, Jinx, Lucian, and MF, and Tristana.
You can discount the Jhin and the Jinx buffs. Those
they're very minor. The point is like, but Jhin is being played everywhere.
Jhin is being played, yeah.
Jhin is being played.
It's not even a buff, man.
It doesn't matter though. Jin's being played now. He's in meta. That's the point.
He's a counterpick to Caitlyn. That's it. Yeah, but Caitlyn should be banned.
When you're comparing TSM spot lane versus
dedicated counterpick.
Yep.
That's it.
Well, I mean, he's being played for a lot more than just dedicated counter pick right now. But when you think about like TSM's bot lane versus C9's bot lane, I would have more confidence that TSM's on the up and up with this patch. Even with double looking, it's not as good. I think he looks a little better than Sven.
Those are comforting words, man.
Well, Sven's not looking great, so I don't know which way I'm really complimenting, but.
I don't know. I think we're being too down on Cloud9.
Yeah,
I'll be the one guy.
No, I'm with you. Hey, Mitchell, I'm with you, man.
Dignitas, and the only thing that kept them from winning the game was because Phoenix refused to move and AFK'd in shop.
Yeah,
hey, man, that's best of ones. I still think they're a good team.
Killed Johnson.
Yeah, I still think they're a good team.
Yeah, I don't know. And
crazy to think
no.
I don't think they're bad.
I agree with you, and I think too in a series that's also going to be a different story because, like you said, best of ones, anything can happen. I still think Cloud9 is good. Are they in second? Maybe not, but I think they're going to be a contender. I wouldn't count them out, to win.
Well, I'm not counting them out either. I'm just saying I don't think they're power rankings. I don't think they're second. I think it's FlyQuest is second. Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm a big FlyQuest fan, and I don't agree with that. It's crazy, but that's okay.
No, it's fine.
They have 7 wins in a row in the last 7 games. They haven't lost.
Did you watch them this weekend? They had really close games against CLG.
Yes, but you can't say that. But did you watch C9 this week? The point is, like, relatively speaking, you can't say you're crazy for thinking C9 is still good. But then you look at FlyQuest this weekend, who also had sketchy games, and you're like, I don't know if they're a second place team.
Yeah.
Despite not losing a single game.
It's like what? I'm putting them third. I mean,
Before you put it second. I know you play C9 third, so who's second?
No, I said second. C9 second, FlyQuest third.
Oh, you're putting C9 second and FlyQuest.
So FlyQuest third.
Okay.
Yeah.
And TSM first, right?
Difference of 1 place. And I think C9 has a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I can agree with that. Well,
difference of 1 place.
Fair. I mean, I think FlyQuest is a lot better if they just keep Wild Turtle in and they don't.
Absolutely.
Back.
Yeah.
I think FlyQuest is really good, but they have sketchy early games if they're not on point. Like they had some sketchy early games this weekend. I mean, so does Cloud9, but I think Cloud9 will clean it up. I don't know. I have more faith in Cloud9. I think FlyQuest is a really good team, but I mean, I don't know. Cloud9 is still. They had their 9-0. They still won last split. I still think they have a lot more in them to give.
Yeah.
They're on a slump. Every team slumps. We've seen Team Liquid slump and lose a bunch of games in a row and then just win the split anyways last year. So
it's true.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's very hard to nitpick because it's we've talked about all of these different points and it's fine. And they, you know what? They got 2 weeks to fix it up and do what they need to do. They at least saved their second place, and that's big. I mean, if they are having issues, they have time to fix it. But
and they get to watch their opponents too.
They get to watch their opponents. They get to take notes on all of that good stuff. But let's move on. Let's move on to this upcoming week because we got a couple of first round playoff matches that we need to dissect. First up, we have TSM versus Golden Guardians. And to me, I think this is going to be a pretty good match because Golden Guardians also has been playing pretty well. I think they have some good spots in there. TSM is my team, so I'm rooting for them. But let's break this matchup down. What do you guys think? You can throw in your predictions there, but kind of make your case for who you think's going to win and why. I guess, so to speak. So anybody want to take that? Anybody want to jump in there?
Well, top lane's going to be a big deal, I think, in this game because I think if Broken Blade goes well, has a good weekend or a good day, then I think it's going to be much easier for TSM because I don't think Hanser's definitely one of the weak spots on Golden Guardians.
Yeah, I have to agree. And
FBI, but I feel like FBI is doing much better than Double. I feel like their bot lane is probably better than TSM's bot lane.
Oof.
Because who he has been playing better.
He has been playing better.
Yeah,
that's true. You're right.
I know we like to flame who he.
No, yeah, you're right. Lately, he's been playing
it up.
Yeah,
and you Yeah, lately he's been playing a lot better, and you have to give him that credit.
Yeah.
Closer is doing. I mean, Closer just being Closer. He tends to be doing fairly well. I mean, Demonte is usually on point. I mean, he did kind of throw the game against EG this weekend, but I think it'll be a good series, though. I definitely do.
I think it'll be a good series as well. I'm pretty sure in that Dignitas game, Closer didn't take Presence of Mind on Nidalee, and he ran out of mana at the very end of the game.
Yeah.
And it was actually kind of a big deal. He couldn't do anything on Nidalee, and they kind of just lost. And then they just got ran down. So I don't know. This is a very small. I just watched the game before we started the podcast. So I just noticed that. I was like, I don't think he took Presence of Mind because he's out of mana.
Yeah.
Yeah. They went 0-2 this weekend, Golden Guardians.
They did.
So kind of sketchy.
They're also 0-2 against TSM in this split. So just to throw that in there.
I mean, they definitely should have beat EG.
Yeah, but should have, would have,
I didn't watch the TSM.
They didn't.
I meant to watch it, but I didn't get to watch it. So I didn't see much about that one, though.
Yeah.
Oh, the Golden Guardians TSM one?
Yeah, I didn't get to see much of that.
Yeah.
I thought we watched that one together. Remember LeBlanc was like, you literally said Yuumi diff.
Did we? Oh, it was the Yuumi. No, I'm thinking of a different game then.
Yuumi.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a different game. Yeah, no, that was just Yuumi diff.
Yeah, Yuumi diff.
You're right. That was just Yuumi being Yuumi.
And his third summoner spell.
Third and fourth and fifth summoner spells.
To watch.
Yeah. I mean, I think. Go ahead, Kevin. I'll let you get your take.
I was gonna say their last show was definitely kind of weak. I don't think they expected the Yuumi pick. It's not something Treats has really shown to be proficient on until this point. So I think that actually pretty much almost solo won the game because GGS actually made some pretty good fights. Don't mind the score. There were some actually very good fights where it was just double or not double. Bjerg doing all the work. Double was dying instantly in every fight. Positioning.
Well, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, that's which is fine. But the point is GGS didn't expect this to be the comp. They didn't expect that to be the play. Even though anyone who watched MSC and watched Knight and Yuyenja fucking run around with LeBlanc Yuumi would have known this is absurdly strong when you put it on your hypercare. Which is why it's also mindless to me that TSM didn't run it again. Run not it exactly, but something similar. A Bjergsen focused comp. It worked so well. It carried against a team that could have.
Who would have thought a Bjergsen centered comp, man? One who's
on
MVP
team solo mid,
and who is technically literally in the MVP conversation. He's so good.
Not anymore. I mean,
he's in the conversation. I wouldn't say he's in the conversation, and that's a merit in itself. Even having your name in the considering, that's saying a lot.
Lost him it, though.
Yeah, I mean,
considering he just got absolutely blasted by Liquid, it's hard for him.
Yeah. So I think Core JJ just won it, but if TSM won that game, you could have gotten it. But
most of he's done definitely most of the heavy lifting, for sure. But I mean, look, I think overall TSM has the better. I think they have the better team. I would say that Bjergsen for sure is much better. I think Broken Blade can be better. Will he show up? I hope so. But I think even on his off days, he should be better still than Hanser. Treats, I think, is good, man. I think he's fine. But
the GGS bot lane is better than the TSM bot lane now.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
It's actually depressing. Yeah. You have a decent talent in Treats.
But can they carry though?
Should be better.
But can they carry though?
They kind of need to. This
FBI, if FBI gets Kalista, he can carry.
Yeah, they need to.
Closer.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We've been talking about Closer a lot. I think I might be a little less on that hype train. I think he's good.
Did you watch Spica? Did you watch that man's Lee Sin smites? That was actually a tragedy.
I'm not trying to compare anyone to anyone. I'm just mean in general because we've been talking about how Closer's he's the new carry. He's going to be I'm actually more high on FBI than I am on Closer because I think there have been plenty of games where Closer's kind of been questionable, just dying too often and making questionable plays, maybe trying to be too aggressive early on. So I don't know, but going back to your point when you're comparing junglers, I think they're even par. Closer can be better, but I don't know. Lately he hasn't been. So
I'm just talking about Closer because I feel like in the games that GGS win, a lot of the time it's through Closer. Closer's very up and down.
But that's because jungle has such a huge impact.
I mean, but I feel like if Closer has a good day, then I think Golden Guardians will win.
Mm-hmm.
If he has an off day, then I think they'll probably lose. I mean, that's just tends to be the story with them. I mean,
yeah, sure.
9-9.
I think if he doesn't play Nidalee, they'll have a much better chance. He's like
5
right
he needs to stop playing Nidalee. He really does need to stop playing Nidalee. He has good mechanics on Nidalee, but if you're not winning with it, like pick a different champion, man. Like I don't care if you pick like a boring champ, but just win.
You kind of need a 1v9 on Nidalee in the early game to be an impact.
Oh yeah,
it's really good at doing
it. You need to have
that.
the game won by 15 minutes.
Yeah,
on Nidalee. It has all the tools to do it, but it's really hard.
Yeah.
I'm definitely TSM favored in this matchup, even though it's like I do think FBI is better than Doublelift, and Huhi and Treats. I mean, I think Treats is a better support overall, but Huhi is complementing FBI pretty well. It just feels TSM favored. I just think like it's gonna go to 5 games. Remember that's what what was that statistic? Every TSM best of 5 is almost always a 5-game series, right?
The last couple of years have been really stressful for TSM fans.
Yeah, they've had like what the statistic was like 12 5-game series of all their best of 5s, including last split. So it's gonna go to 5 games.
Okay.
They're gonna do like TSM's gonna do some funky shit. They're gonna lose some, and then in the last game, Beerson's gonna be like, "All right, everybody, shut up and give me last pick." And
give me the last shit. Yeah, I got you.
He's gonna pull out something like a Kiana and just 1v9.
Yeah.
Or a Zier or LeBlanc or anything.
GGS is gonna win. So
Woo,
hot. I didn't know
that's a hot
I didn't know
take.
You guys were all siding toward TSM until I heard this.
No, I'm with you, Kevin. I'm going Golden Guardians.
Alistair's always been a Golden Guardians fan.
No, but like they're basically the clutch of this split.
They went
I could definitely
0-10.
see this happening again.
Or sorry, they went 10th place like 4 years in a row. I just want to see them do well. Okay.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's a Kevin dig. I just want to see them do well.
I think they're on the up and up.
You're in California, Mitchell. Shouldn't you support Golden? I guess Golden State sucks right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a. Well, yeah, they're.
I'm not into basketballs, but I just know when I moved here, everyone was talking about their basketball team being good, and then they started sucking.
Yeah. Well, look, okay, so I'll give my prediction real quick since me and Mitchell were on the TSM. I think it's going to be 3-1 TSM. That's right. Yeah, I think they're going to.
Fool, man.
I'm not, man. I'm telling
3-2.
you.
3-2. Every series TSM is 3-2.
This is 3-1, man.
I know, it's more entertaining.
I think this is going to be
game 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think again, like I think Golden Guardians is fine. I think they do have bright spots. I don't think that they're going to be at that veteranship caliber in this postseason. Maybe the playing in ISO mode will help them a little bit or may hurt them. I don't know. But honestly, I think the veteranship, I think the Bjergsen just cold as ice veins in his blood is going to make sure they win.
Cold as ice veins in his blood?
Cold as ice blood it is.
I know exactly what you're saying. It's just that's a very.
You know what I'm saying? But thank you.
No, I know.
It's exactly how I said it. Exactly how I meant to say it, Kevin. It's twisted background.
Bjergsen is a cold ice.
The cold ice-hearted killer assassin. But no, I think that's my prediction. 3-1 TSM. I think again veteranship. I think. Team play, coordination. Also, you got Doublelift, who, may not be playing as well, but it's veteran, man. Veteran. Count on that. All right, go ahead, Kevin. What you got, man?
3-2 GG. I mean, I first of all agree with Mitchell. There's been so many game 5s with this team that are so improbable in nature that I'm like, it's actually cursed. These guys are getting their own heads. And I actually think in a game 5, yes, Bjerg should be the one who's carrying, but I think that the team will collapse around him. And so it's literally, if I have to bet against one player beating 5 or 5 players beating one guy, it's very easy for me to bet on GGS there.
Yeah.
I just think Bjerg was playing super hot, but Spica looked like hot trash.
Don't even get me started, bro.
Especially, but even he's just he's got his good games. We can't deny those. But I don't think in a playoff series this guy is not gonna show up. He was thrown into a nightmare playoff series last split. I think he was subbed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And he just collapsed against.
Yeah. Another 5 game, I think, right?
And I think that's gonna haunt him when he's playing against another team who's in basically the same ranking as Clutch. Same kind of everyone's decent. They have some strengths, but there's no way they should beat us, right? And then they lose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's the difference between
a huge deal here.
I think Grig was in playoffs, and then Spica was in Gauntlet, maybe, or maybe Spica did.
Oh both. Yeah. Spica came in when But there's not really a gauntlet though, because it's
not this year, but yeah, last year it was a gauntlet.
Yeah,
so
something like that. I just remember he was put into a really bad spot and he did not look great. And I don't blame him, but it's also like it's not a good vote of confidence.
They literally put their world's dreams on a rookie jumper.
Yeah,
that's a TSM move right there. So yeah, I think that they'll be fine. I hope Renekton isn't picked. I hate that character. I haven't seen any.
Hey, Jax and Fiora buffs. Jax and Fiora buffs.
Jax and Fiora in our league actually well.
I mean, I can see Broken Blade Fiora.
I can see Jax. I can see that. Because Camille's being played top lane, right? Camille's meta right now. Yep. Jax is a hard counter pick.
Well, yeah, it's a real pain in the ass for Camille up until a point, but yeah.
I mean, Jax is one of those picks. Like most Camille matchups are like whoever gets ahead just stomps. So the Camille Renekton, Camille Fiora, whoever gets ahead just wins the game. But Jax inevitably always outscales Camille eventually.
Yeah, definitely. Alistair, we didn't get your prediction yet. What's your prediction for this series? I know you said Golden Guardians.
I will go 3-2 Golden Guardians, and the coin goes 3-1 Golden Guardians.
3-1 Golden Guardians.
How did the coin pick a match?
I just flipped, and first one I just counted it up. It was 3 tails for.
Oh yeah. How many? Smart.
Oh,
what an intelligent coin.
5 games. Okay, you did 5 games.
No, he said coin said 4 games, right? 3-1.
Coin said
4 games. 3-1 Golden Guardians.
3-1 Golden Guardians. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's inevitable. I don't.
Me and the coin are enemies right now.
We're gonna be in chat league there and be like, hey, it's game 5 by the way.
I am. I'm just.
It's gonna
just be a 3-0 stomp.
Oh gosh, please not. Okay, well let's go then to the second match, which is Evil Geniuses versus FlyQuest. This used to be like before. This would have been I think a really high match, but honestly, the way things have been going at EG, to me, it's not even a question. FlyQuest wins this. I'm saying maybe even a sweep. Maybe is that too much? I don't know.
Either 3-1 or 3-0.
That's how I'm feeling.
I think it's a 3-0 or 3. I think it's a 3-1.
I think
it's a 3-1.
I think I can only say 3-0 because I can't see how EG wins a game. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Unless they sub in Jizuke for some reason in playoffs, despite not using him for the last half. I
don't think you should take that out of the picture.
Oh yeah, for sure. But the problem is I'm just betting.
Then, did Jizuke beat PoE?
Well, he only needs to pop off one game out of 3.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna win the series.
So either way, if they put him in, they're still gonna lose. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think they could. I think they could win. FlyQuest makes enough mistakes in the early game where I definitely think EG can win a game. It's not. FlyQuest is nowhere near a perfect team. As much as I am a fan of them, I'm very realistic. If they played against better teams, CLG this weekend, who's the other team they played? I don't remember. EG? It was also EG.
They played CLG and GGS.
Oh, Immortals.
Yeah.
They played Immortals. FlyQuest played Immortals. So Immortals actually was kind of they won the early game. Immortals won the early game this weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So you're saying 3-1 then? 3-1 FlyQuest.
Also, both series last split were 3-1. So I'm just going by history.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm 3-1 as well. For sure.
3-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a 3-0. I just don't think they're gonna win a game.
Yeah,
the current EG, it looks like they struggle really hard to find wins, even when the other team wants to hand it to them. So that's my biggest fear. If they were week 2 instead of week 1 of playoffs, I could see a 3-1, 3-2, but they don't have enough time to recover.
Yeah,
no. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just arguing semantics of are they gonna get stopped hard or
stomp harder?
Stomp
hard or stomp harder? Which one is it gonna be? No, I agree. I think all the points you made is right. And this has been my point of contention or point of discussion for the past couple of weeks. It's what the hell is EG doing? I don't know. I really don't know what's happening because Kumo to me was on the up and up. Yes, he had some bad games, but Jizuki again, that was your win condition. I don't understand. Golden Glue, he's been fine on so. Well, no, and I get if they were trying to mix up different, because they have. Too many import slots, so maybe they're trying different rosters, but I just see, it doesn't look like that's what they're doing because they never put Jizuke back in. So it has to be either attitude problems or synergy issues. I don't know, but at this point, I don't see Jizuke coming back in. Yeah, I don't think Jizuki's coming back in. And I'm going to go as far as to say that he doesn't return to the team next season.
Really? But this is the whole point, was to make the dream team with all 3 of the imports.
It's gonna be a bad team.
That's my prediction.
It's gonna be a bad team.
Because I think if that was the case, they would have put him back in and tried swapping out, Bang, just to give it a try.
For Deft.
For definitely. I mean, I just don't see them. If they really were, if that was their intention, I would have expected more switch ups of the roster to try to get them used to having more quote unquote stage time together. But
I don't know. Personally, if you sub out Zeyzal on that team and you bring in Jizuki next split, I think that's a super team. Like, you just look at that, like, even with Huni being not as good as he used to be, like, I still think that team is really strong. Like, because you just have so much more pressure everywhere, and then things just fall in place. Like, Top Esports is probably the 2nd best team or best team in the world. All they did to go from like a 7th place team to best team in the world was put in Jackie Love, and then everything changed because they had way more pressure and way more security in the late game.
Jackie Love plays weak side almost every game.
So
yes, but like, why would your team suddenly all of a sudden get into one of the best teams in the world from a team who could barely be like 7th or 8th place?
Because he's a monster weak side player.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about with Huni. Like, that's what I'm concerned about with Huni. Like, I don't know.
But Bang is playing weak side right now, so it's sort of.
I think they're all playing weak side.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. I guess the issue is it's unintentional weak side, because I don't think that's the plan.
They're all just playing weak side. Yikes.
No, you're right. I don't know.
Evil Genius is sneaky.
Yeah.
He did say he wanted to come back.
He wanted to come
back. He did want to come back.
I think CLG sneaky maybe, but I don't think EG's getting rid of Bang.
Oh, God.
Poe Belter and Sneaky.
Bang is the new Piglet, another SKT ADC.
Yeah.
Who's just gonna save
I mean, I still think Bang is good. Like, I don't know. I think he's good. I just don't know. Yeah, of course. I don't think he's as good as he was or as should be, but I think he's still good.
When you're not playing with Faker, you get worse.
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought?
So strange.
Yeah, I mean, lots of speculation.
I don't see Sneaky joining CLG.
I don't either, but I don't see him joining any other team. Like, what team wants Sneaky right now?
What team wants Sneaky right now?
FlyQuest could get him.
I mean,
no. FlyQuest is
no, they wouldn't.
Wild Turtles too.
Immortals might grab him. You have Sneaky
Immortals.
And
I can see Immortals.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I could see Immortals.
But that's what's the difference between Immortals and CLG? They both did last
I think
place,
Immortals at least has more
Immortals
capital
is more competitive. CLG just kind of rolls over.
CLG literally has been just. I mean, to be fair, they did finally fire Song.
I don't think. Yeah, and I don't think was Weldon the head coach. He was, right.
Was he?
I think he was. I don't think to me.
First year.
Yeah, to me he was.
Right,
I don't think he fits in as a coach. I don't think he knows enough about the game really. I think he's definitely good as a psychologist or whatever it is that he was doing. But as a head coach role, I just don't think that's his deal. But you know who is doing a good job at the coaching position? Jat, baby. He is doing his thing, man. Is that credit to him or what? Come on.
It's Liquid's best split.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if they don't call him Coach Split, who'd they call, right? Because it would have been Reaper for sure if they could do a little better, but they just didn't.
I'm happy for him, man. I mean, obviously, like, it wasn't easy. They had some little, they had problems, but they've been patching them up, and it looks like they've been coming along nicely. So kudos to Jat. I do miss him on the analyst desk or even commentating, but whatever. He's doing his thing. So I definitely see him doing coach of the split. So looks like we're all predicting here FlyQuest to easily beat EG. And then I think
FlyQuest.
Yeah,
please.
I mean, I think that's
don't throw, okay, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
the point is 3-2 FlyQuest.
Oh, let's go.
But that's sad. Yeah, even the coin understands that this is FlyQuest series.
Watch EG just 3-0 them.
I'll be so sad.
If that happens, I don't know. That would be a really big upset to me. I just don't think.
At least FlyQuest, they get another chance. So every team here is not out of playoffs if they lose.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
also take that into consideration.
Wait, even the first round, is that how the format works? Even the first round? Okay. So
yeah,
I wasn't sure if it was similar to EU.
Top 6 has a bye. Every top 6 is a bye.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Interesting.
So playoffs start on Thursday. With TSM Golden Guardians, and then Friday's EG and FlyQuest, and then Saturday is Dig versus
the loser.
Yeah, the loser, and then 100 Thieves. Sunday's 100 Thieves versus the winner. So Should be interesting.
I'm gonna go with EG is the only team that can lose 2 series. Otherwise, I think. Right, I don't think Dignitas is beating anybody in a 5-game series. No. They're not beating FlyQuest. They're not beating Golden Guardians. Not beating TSM.
I mean, maybe EG.
I mean, I'm saying EG can go 0-2.
Yeah,
in playoffs.
I think so.
That's the only team I can see dropping down both. So I can see.
Yeah, I don't think Dig will beat any of the other ones, but I could see them beating EG.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the only one.
I mean, Dig has been looking good. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I think Dig is actually
on the really up and up.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man.
Like a mini Shaka over here.
I think they can build off of Dardoch and Johnson Aframu. I mean.
So EG would play 100 Thieves, I think, and the loser of TSM GG would play Dignitas. So 100 Thieves could probably be EG. I think so. I think that's how. It's not very clear on their website.
I know, it's not at all, but come on, guys. We need better info here.
Yeah, because the way it's... Yeah, because round 1 is... It shows EG above FlyQuest, but look at the schedule.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know who goes where.
Yeah, it's
well,
100
all
Thieves.
I gotta say is that Dig and C9 have the same record in the last half. So.
Oh, it's actually so on the LOL Esports website, it looks like 100 Thieves would play EG, but on the Wikipedia, it looks like Dig would play EG. So I just don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, 100 Thieves is ranked higher, even though I do think Dignitas is the better team at this moment. I think
so 100 Thieves is ranked higher, so they would play EG.
EG, yep. Yeah. And then it would be TSM or GG against Dignitas. Yep. So I mean, in that case, yeah, I think
like 100 Thieves takes it over EG.
Yeah, I think so.
I'd take that.
Actually.
No.
Yeah.
That's hard.
That's hard.
I don't know. That's a 3-2. I don't know.
They've been doing.
They've been terrible, man.
They've been okay. They haven't been terrible.
I think they've been terrible.
They beat EG literally in the last game of the split. So
100 Thieves has beaten every team in the bottom half of the league.
Okay, sure. I'm looking at their record right now. Yeah, okay.
They're bottom beaters. Nice.
Yeah.
And 100 Thieves. Wait, 100 Thieves lost to Dignitas. Never mind.
Yeah, they did.
But they beat EG, which is all we have to care about,
They beat EG, they beat Immortals, they beat CLG, they beat Cloud9, they beat FlyQuest, they beat Dignitas.
I don't know. Their roster to me is just like, it just looks really bad. Other than Someday, it just looks really bad to me. Like, Contracts did well the first, the second game he came back. I think Ryoma's okay if he can play.
It up.
He is, but I think he's a roamer.
Galio.
He's a roamer, Ban Galio. He's a roamer, and if him and Contracts can work together, then I think there's a chance. But I don't know. It's too soon. I don't think they got that synergy yet. Puma's looked terrible to me after the first game or two. So I'm not excited at all. Unless someday hard carries, I don't see them. I just don't see how they get a win. So that's the only problem I have with them at this point. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think who do you think's coming out then of this whole thing? I mean, I think TSM is. I think FlyQuest is. Are you guys in agreement, or do you think that there's going to be any upset there?
Wait. What do you mean?
Out of the whole...
out of the scramble, who's going to make it to
out of the scramble matches? To the seeded matches, yeah. So TSM FlyQuest, is that what you guys are pretty much thinking?
No, like at the very end?
Yeah.
Beat TSM, so
that's right. You didn't
make it there. What?
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot. You guys are dumb and voted GGS.
TSM and
idiots.
to win, so.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I just didn't think anybody was preposterous.
My team completely smacked TSM the other day. I saw them take that Ocean Soul like candy, and they're like, "Wow, look at this van. Let me get in it," and then they get smacked. It was dumb. It was so dumb to watch.
Honestly, that last Ocean fight, if TSM just disengaged, I think they only lose 1 kill.
But we all know that TSM, Bjergsen was yelling, "Ocean Soul, Ocean Soul!" And then
no, they could have gotten the Ocean Soul and ran.
And gotten that. Yes, you're right.
But then Treats engaged, and he got absolutely annihilated by Syndra. And then same with Lee Sin. So they could have just left. They probably could have ditched Spica and like maybe 3 of them live.
Yeah. All right. So okay. So I guess y'all two are going by y'all. I mean, Alistair and Kevin are thinking GG and FlyQuest making it out there. Okay. Fair enough. And then me and Mitchell go on TSM FlyQuest. I mean, it's hard to like. It is like I hate to say it, but I could argue for GG too. I mean, I hate as much as I hate to admit it. It's not completely out of the far left field to say that. So.
I mean, I've been saying I think they could pull an upset fairly easily.
I don't want them to. I don't think they will, but it's also not completely out of.
I can see it.
Yeah,
I
can
you're
see
trolling
it.
if you don't at least go 3-2.
Exactly.
I think that's troll.
Hey man, that's y'all want to talk about hot takes? That's my hot take. 3-1 TSM.
Yeah, that is a hot take.
That's pretty hot take.
That is a TSM fan hot take.
That's right.
I agree.
Hey, Coin went 3-1 GGS.
That's true.
That's pretty hot. That's a pretty hot take.
It, so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Coin. I don't trust Coin.
Yeah, I don't trust.
Yeah, I mean, like, I honestly put TSM higher than GG in the power rankings, but in a head-to-head, I don't think TSM wins. That's the weird world we live in. Because I think TSM could be the better team against certain teams. Like, they consistently will beat certain kinds of teams.
Yeah.
But against GGS, I'm not as confident they can win the best of 5.
And then TSM could also lose to GG and just come back and lose its bracket anyways, right?
Yeah.
They could lose to GG, they could beat Dignitas or 100 Thieves, whoever it is, and then just come right back and then beat Golden Guardians the second round or something. So
it's true. Okay. Well, there you have it. There's our predictions. We're all ready to go. I'm excited, getting into this postseason. Is there any last things you guys want to mention about, anything about patch related or anything that you think you'll see? Any surprises?
We should talk about this patch.
Let's do it.
We should talk about the patch. I mean, we briefly mentioned it, but it's very relevant.
Okay, go ahead.
Bard nerf, Ashe nerf. I mean, they're not the biggest ones, but I think they're going to change.
Ashe is very significant.
Yeah,
Ashe is significant.
Ashe
okay,
does not feel good.
Ashe has played like every pro game, and
I think she'll still see play, but I think she'll be like a Phelios where she's situational. I don't think she's gonna be every game now.
Yeah,
interesting.
Like first pick,
she's still good
first pick, blind pick.
I mean, Ashe and Bard being
she's
nerfed
still
is
good
gonna
into
hurt
Caitlyn.
Team Liquid a lot.
Yeah, that's their comp. Yep.
Okay. Caitlyn not being touched is hilarious to me, but whatever.
I mean, I think that's just going to be banned every game, possibly, the Caitlyn. But
Karma nerf is a big deal.
Do you think we'll see more Akali? I hope so.
I think so.
I would love to see more.
I think we might see some.
I think we'll see a couple picks. No, we'll not see a lot, but we'll see people who are really good at it, like Bjergsen, maybe Niski, maybe Broken Blade, maybe Jensen.
Jensen. Yep, he played Akali really well.
We're not going to see it on FlyQuest, Lamau, but
Jensen went 9-0-8 against Immortals with Akali. So I mean, I was loving it. I used to be Akali one trick. I sucked, but it made me. It was fun to watch somebody who can actually play Akali.
We already saw Lucian before the buffs.
Nocturne mid?
That's true.
I don't think so.
What'd you say,
I don't think
Mitchell?
we'll see Nocturne.
Do you think we might see Nocturne mid?
No, Nocturne mid. Okay.
No, we didn't see him when he was at his heyday. Yeah, well, they just changed him. They changed him. So they made it so if you're passive against minions, doesn't increase, but you're passive against champions. So you have more DPS against champions, but less wave clear.
Yeah.
In mid lane.
Sorry, that was a nerf, not a buff. My bad. Sorry, I was reading it wrong.
It's like a change.
I looked at it.
It's a change, but I think
firework.
All in all, what he was doing, like what was helping him in lane, like basically it hurts his sustainability.
Yeah, it hurts his wave clear mid, which was the big deal. You could just AFK wave.
Yeah, AFK wave clear.
His jungle clear is no different, basically.
We could see Nocturne. Remember in spring, we saw Cloud9 randomly bust out the Nocturne against EG, and it was the whole it was because EG they didn't have their computers next to each other, so they couldn't.
Yeah, they couldn't scream. Yeah, that's true.
I
think they're in facilities now.
Yeah, now they're all in facilities.
So that shouldn't be an issue if it happened.
Lucian already saw it play. Lucian
double lift, but it was not good.
Played Lucian. Dude,
Double Lift literally
TP'd into bot lane.
I know.
And dashed forward and got stunned by Bard immediately. That was so funny. I just bust out laughing.
I'm pretty sure Corday is like, I know Double Lift.
I know what he's gonna do. He's like, watch this. Tackle. See, don't do this.
Well, that was the Golden Guardians game, but same thing.
Oh, it was that game.
Yeah, he stunned him. Yeah. Nice. So I think we could see Lucian, especially if we see Gangplank blind pick top. We'll see Licorice or Huni Lamau play Lucian top.
Yeah, we will see Huni Lucian.
We will.
Also,
we will see.
Orianna, Lucian's a common counter pick to Orianna mid. I've been playing a lot of Lucian in all the solo lanes. So Lucian beats Orianna mid.
Nice.
Lucian has an okay time against Syndra mid. Lucian beats Gangplank top.
Yeah.
So
It beats Gangplank hard. Like the Shy literally is quoted in LPL recently saying like you actually are. Oh, it's a swear word. It says explicitive in Chinese if you don't pick Lucian into GP here, and then he does it every time. So it's like, I mean, if you're good, it works very hard. Like, what is GP gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
And they
I think we might see.
failed that.
I think we might see
counter.
Nico.
Really?
Nico got a really big buff. Her win rate went
What
up
was
like
the buff?
2.5%
Take a
or
look.
something.
I'm not really a
her
fan of Nico in
damage-
competitive, honestly.
Her Q
though.
damage went up 10. But
Do you
then
think we'll
her
see more
second
Lilia?
Pop.
It's the second.
I
We
think
already
we'll
saw
see
it, so we.
I
only
I know, that's
keep
what I
seeing
mean.
it. People
Yeah,
have
that's what
learned
I'm-
see a
now.
little bit.
I do.
I think
we'll
we
see
will
it.
see more.
I was happy to
we'll
see
also
it.
See Yon.
I was happy to see it.
I think we'll see Yon for sure.
Oh, is
please,
Yon enabled?
No.
There's no
Is
way
he?
it's enabled
No
already.
way. Really?
For pro play? No, I know it's
if
in
it's
their
10-16,
games.
if it's 10-16,
But
he'll be out.
but sometimes they take like new characters and they put like a clause on it. But I guess he should be enabled if he's going to be played at Worlds. He should be enabled for playoffs.
Hey, I'm ready for it.
I don't know if my body's
No,
ready
Yon's
for
disabled.
Oh, he's disabled.
Yon's disabled.
But is he
Okay.
disabled for Worlds?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Riot confirmed.
Okay, well.
Oh, it's disabled in LEC. I don't know if it's
That
disabled.
doesn't mean
in
anything
LCS.
here, unfortunately. I mean, it's a precedent, so maybe. So we'll
don't
see.
know.
If Yone
think
gets
if he's
played, it'll
enabled,
be
we'll see
very
him.
interesting.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, because I've seen
We
that
will
that
see-
monster.
That would be game 5. Yerks and Yon.
Game 5 and win.
And then you'll hear the comms like, okay, let me read this real quick. Q does.
Our Clash games.
Oh boy. Oh
Dude,
no.
we had a
don't-
Clash. We played Clash, and our top laner first time Yon in Clash. That
Oh
was
my
beautiful.
gosh, that's
Did he
awesome.
tell you
It was
ahead of
rough.
time
It
that
was
was
a
the
rough game.
plan?
Oh well.
Did he tell you ahead of time that was the plan, or was that
No,
just
he
like
just
Nope.
freaking insta locked it and didn't tell us. He's like, "Don't ban Yon. It's not that good." And he just freaking picks
It's
himself.
not that good. Locks it. Now that's a classic.
That's a good move right there.
And he's a support man. It was unlucky. Oh well, it was fun though.
If
Yeah,
NA
he
had
went
any
well.
Evelyn
Second
one
game
tricks,
was-
I think Evelyn should be getting played soon. That buff to her is actually huge. I've been playing a bunch of. Well, I mean, I always play a bunch of Evelyn.
Yeah.
But they literally have the Q cooldown against champions. That's actually game changing. Once she
Yeah.
finishes
Against
Qing,
minions.
her next Q is ready. Yeah, against
Against
minions.
minions.
No, against minions it's the same.
No, it's just all around. It's the same. It just no longer
Yeah,
has
yeah.
a cooldown.
Well, no, against
change.
monsters, it would reduce in half, right?
No, it doesn't reduce in half anymore.
I know before.
Yeah,
before.
Before it was
Mhm.
only
Only
against
against
monsters.
monsters.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now
but
it's
now
just
it's 4
unilaterally it's a
seconds
4-second
against
cooldown
every-
base
yeah.
value. So he finishes
Yeah,
the 3 hate spikes and
crazy.
is basically ready in a second, and you're like, haha. It's actually game changing for her. She can
So,
now
I
duel
don't-
a lot of characters.
yeah. I don't know how you guys feel about LS, but LS said in when he was talking about Evelyn that Evelyn was already an S tier pick in freaking pro play and competitive. Like,
S tier in solo queue. I
no,
don't
and
think she's-
competitive.
She's
It's never been played in
picked
competitive.
You
Yeah,
can't
but
call
he
somebody
thinks it's
S tier.
S-tier.
With
I mean, maybe he's probably
I
seen
respect
scrims.
LS. I respect LS, and I watch a lot of his stuff. And I do know he's mentioned something like that, but like to me, it's like you can't call something S tier if it's never been
Never been
picked or
played,
banned.
yeah.
Like that sounds like BS to me. Then again, a lot of people didn't build Leandris, even though it was brain dead to pick it. So I guess
Yeah.
You can't say it's definitively S tier. You can say it's theoretically S tier.
I mean, he
well, that's
just
what
said it off.
that's
he was
what
saying.
meant,
It
fair.
should be S tier. So
Yeah.
he
I mean,
was
he-
saying it's
he-
theoretically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's theoretically because no one's ever played it. So I mean, he's probably seen more scrims than we have. So maybe
that's
people
true.
picking scrims.
I don't know.
But-
I would love to see
yeah.
it, but that means my character's getting nerfed because she was
I-
already strong. I've been saying she's
Yeah.
strong for like since last year we did this podcast.
We did a
And then she
special
got
on it,
multiple
remember,
buffs
Kevin?
since- We did. We just did a
Hey,
one-trick
man.
special on
Yeah.
it.
Mike,
Everyone
I
has
know you're
S
pain. My
tier.
Caitlyn's getting nerfed.
So,
She's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
getting nerfed. Shen players are in shambles. They're like, we
Oh,
were doing well
gosh.
already. Why
I
did
know.
he get a buff?
They're like,
yeah,
yeah.
They buff his passive.
Caitlin's
They're
gonna
gonna
get
nerf his.
Gutted.
But before Worlds or after? That's the question. I mean, it's probably gonna be during Worlds. It'll be strong, and then on our live patch 1017 is gonna be garbage.
Yeah.
Who?
Kate, because they'll probably gut it as we're watching.
Yeah, as we're
but
watching.
they
Probably
won't gut
got
it
it
on the
like
patch that they're
1019,
displaying on.
like right after the world's patch.
I know they've
Yeah.
done that before.
It'll be
where they're
1018,
Like,
1019.
they're like Ardent
They're
Censor's
just gonna
not
delete it
really
from
that
the
good
game.
anymore. I'm like,
1018
but
is world's patch.
1018 is
Yeah.
World's patch.
Mm.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
curious. Oh,
So,
there's plenty of time
1017
to gut.
1017 doesn't exist actually. So they're skipping 1017 because Riot's taking a holiday and they're going right to 1018.
Oh,
But
okay.
why wouldn't they
So
just call 1018 1017?
I know.
Don't ask me, because it's the 2-week cycle, so they keep the 2-week cycle.
All right.
So there's gonna be 4 weeks.
Why wouldn't they just throw in another one of those like BS patches that mean absolutely nothing?
There's gonna be no one there.
There's plenty
don't
of
ask
those.
me. I'm not Riot.
They're not going to be there. Nobody's
All right,
working.
whatever. I mean, the Samsung Galaxy line went from the S10 to the S20, so I mean, I don't know. Actually, it was
Who
a
knows?
Samsung Note, but
Who knows why they do
Windows
that?
went from Windows 8 to Windows 10.
that Windows 9 actually has a story behind it, but I'm not going to get into it here.
Yeah. Well, Nimbus Cloak got nerfed. Volibear got a huge nerf.
Which doesn't make sense. Volibear was strong partially because of Nimbus Cloak. So nerfing Nimbus Cloak along with Volibear just means that he's just gonna be like old Volibear again.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna see very much play at all.
At least he might it hurts his jungle a lot. It doesn't hurt his top as much. His top
hurts his
changes.
jungle, but his utility from his ultimate is just so good. And I don't know.
He'll only see top lane play if he's a counter pick, like into Wukong or something like that. But you can't blind pick Volibear in top lane anymore. You'll just get absolutely destroyed by something.
Yeah.
So Volibear is out. I mean, whatever. I was kind of getting bored of him.
I think we'll see Hecarim.
I think we'll see Hecarim and Skarner, actually.
I agree.
If Xmithby was still here,
I know.
Lad, would he be... Skarner got so many buffs, like 3 buffs.
Dude, Skarner is so strong, man.
He's very
Skarner's
good.
Disgusting.
I play a bunch of Scar, so I'm happy about that too. I just know they're gonna get nerfed again. The thing about Skarner is he won't get nerfed for a while because no one plays him.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Nice.
Until he gets played at Worlds, and then everyone starts playing him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like old Poppy. He's gonna get the old Poppy treatment.
Yep. And then I think Hecarim should be played, like either in top or jungle, because he's so strong right now.
I mean, I think that champion is already really good.
I mean, Blabber already played them with that stupid Sona Lux comp, and I was like, oh god, now they're buffing it? Alright.
Shoot, I mean, maybe we'll see it again.
As an AD carry, I always think that I hate that champion.
Yeah.
Nautilus is getting nerfed. No more Nautilus, please.
His power spike perfectly coincides with the weakest point of an ADC, because when he falls off, the ADC is already back in action. So like, he causes the most nightmares for ADCs, because he's only relevant when ADCs aren't relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, ADCs
are still but then he just one-shots me anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, ADCs are still getting one shot.
No,
I still get one shot through Phantom Dance or Death's Dance and Ninja Tabby, so it doesn't matter.
I think if you're hitting full late game and he's still one-shotting you, there's a problem.
Yeah, but when do you ever hit full late game in solo queue? Games are over at 15 minutes because people don't have the mental.
Yeah.
Well, in D1, yeah.
Yeah.
In Diamond.
People
in
just
Gold, people never FF in Gold.
Heck no, man. It's tough.
Bro,
All
Gold,
right.
Gold is the life, man.
Gold is the most fun I'll ever
run around like headless chickens. It's great.
It's great.
Yeah. So I think we'll see
you can take a 20-minute Baron in Gold every game.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
No one's gonna know.
Yeah.
You can do it every game.
All right.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up, right?
Yeah. So all right. So Fiora Jax probably see that. Nautilus getting nerfed, probably go down on that too. Okay, so that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. A lot of exciting action coming up, and we'll be here next week to recap it and talk about all the stuff that happens. Hopefully my predictions are right. I don't care about all of y'all, but whatever. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this, we actually streamed it today, but it was just a soft launch to kind of test things out. So next week we are planning to launch our public first stream of the show. So we'd love for you to come out. I will be doing a giveaway. I'm not going to announce what the prize is yet, but you're definitely going to want to stick around. Watch out for the tweets and stuff, because I'm going to put some more information out. But we'd love for you to come. Invite your friends, family. Enjoy the show with us live. Lots of good stuff. But if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email us at theallinpodcast@gmail.com, or you could tweet us at theallinpodcast. But I want to thank my co-host once again, Kevin at Miller. I was going to say Miller. Alistair Mitchell. It's like the combination of both of y'all. But thank you guys for being here. Mitchell. Thank you guys for being here. But until next time, enjoy your climb on the Rift. Try not to be too toxic. And we'll see you all on the next episode. Peace.